session is a very special Monday session. It's all about Ramadan and our healthy tips that will be shared with you in order to have a healthy Ramadan month. So basically, we'll start today by wishing you all Ramadan Kareem and Ramadan Mubarak. And we start sharing with you the healthy tips that will let your month pass easily and without any thirst, without any hunger, and in a smooth way, and staying healthy as well. So let's start first by hydration. You know all that hydration is a very important thing to focus on during Ramadan, to stay hydrated all the time. So basically, the first step will be, of course, drinking water, drinking a plenty of water. You can have up to 8 to 12 glasses of water minimum to keep your body hydrated. Now, don't drink it all at once, okay, because this will affect your urine production, and you will have to go to the toilet a lot, and you will have a lot of water depletion. So try to divide it throughout the day between suhoor and iftar. Drink, let's say, every 1 hour 1 cup of water. It will be good. Try to eat your water as well. How? Through vegetables and fruits. There is a lot of vegetables and fruits that have a lot of water content, like watermelons, pineapples, cucumber, and gourds vegetables as well. So try as much as possible to eat your water as well. If you're doing any workouts, increase the water because you're sweating and your body is losing more, and you will end up dehydrating. So try, if you do any physical activity, to increase your water intake. Now basically, this is for the hydration part. Now if you are a coffee lover, this is a bad news, that you need to decrease caffeine as much as possible, because basically caffeine will lead to dehydration in the body, and basically it will lead for a lot of sleepiness and fatigue during your fasting period. So try as much as possible to decrease the amount of caffeine. Now, as you break your fast, first of all, we always recommend to have dates. Why dates? Because it is a healthy and a very healthy choice to break your fast, because it can fuel an empty body, and it can really recover the body and have the amount of sugar that was depleted from the body. It has a lot of fibers, minerals, and vitamins. It is easily digested, and it is a quick energy source and packed with the nutrients as well. Now, regulating your blood sugar is a very important thing after fasting, and dates will do the job. So, after that, you can have a cup of water, as we said, to hydrate your body and nourish the body after a long period of fasting. And then you'll have the iftar meal. Now, the iftar meal is preferably to have soup at first. The soup, after a long day of fasting, will replenishes your body and with fluids, of course, and prepares the stomach for a more complex meal to digest. So always go for a low calorie soups made with vegetables or meat broth. Avoid commercial soups because they are basically high in calorie and has a high amount of sodium. And sodium leads to basically dehydration. So we need as much as possible to decrease the amount of sodium. You can add a source of protein as well to increase the nutrients, such as beans, lentils, chicken, fish. Any source of protein you would like to add, it will add more nutrients and it will be more fulfilled. Now have a balanced iftar dish, the main dish that you will have after during the iftar. I preferably recommend to have a complex carbohydrates, whole grains carbohydrates. It may be brown rice, it may be whole grain pasta, it may be quinoa, burghul, etc. Any whole grain, it's preferably to have it on your iftar dish as a carbohydrate source. And then you will have the proteins. Proteins, it's always preferably to have lean meats like skinless chicken, fish, lean meat without any extra fats. So while cooking, you can just shred out the fats and cook the lean meat. And this you will have a balance of carbohydrates and proteins. Of course, add a source of healthy fats like avocados, olive oils, olives, and plenty of nuts, let's say. So basically, you will have a balanced meal. Now, it's never a balanced meal without the veggies and fruits. As you know, they are a good source of nutrients, of vitamins, of minerals. So we need to prepare like a colorful dish of salad with iftar meal in order to have a balanced full meal with carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and veggies. The veggies usually can aid in bowel movement. It can avoid constipation, it may comfort the digestive system, and it will ease digestion. Now, avoid using any high calorie or high fat dressings. Always use like olive oil, lemon juice, you can have vinegar as well, and always herbs and spices to enhance the flavor instead of salt. Now, for the dairy product, we always like recommend for having like iron or buttermilk aside from our food instead of having high sugary drinks or high sugary beverages such as jalab or such as dried apricot drinks. So basically we go for iron, buttermilk, and less sugary drinks. Or you can have fresh juice as well, orange juice or any juice that you would prefer without any added sugar. Now, of course, if you would like to enjoy Ramadan drinks, it's totally fine. Just do it in moderation. Do not increase the quantities. Just take control of your portions and the quantities you're taking. Now, avoid food that is high in salt, as we mentioned before. Basically, sodium, high foods such as pretzels, crackers, processed meat, you have sauces, condiments, etc., that has a high salt and content or high sugar content, such as canned food as well. Try to eliminate it from your diet. Use always herbs and spices, as we said before, to enhance the flavor. Now, and of course, in Ramadan, we cannot skip having the sweets of Ramadan. And I totally understand that people wait for Ramadan to have these sweets. It's totally fine, but try not to have it in a, large amounts. Take control of your portions and do not have it directly after iftar meal. Why? Because basically sweets will raise your blood sugars and will make you crave more and more sweets. So try as much as possible to reduce the portion and take it 2 to 3 hours after iftar meal. Just take a break, enjoy your iftar, and then have the sweets. And remember, you have the whole month to taste and take all the sweets. So try to choose one kind at a time. So one kind a day, enjoy a small piece, and the second day try another kind. So that in that way you will be having all the sweets, but in moderation. Now, basically, we always recommend to have like fresh fruits, like smoothies, like dried fruits or nuts as a sweet. But I know we cannot resist Ramadan sweets, so try as much as possible to take small amounts only. Do not indulge in much sugary food because you will end up feeling dehydrated during the day and your blood sugar will be fluctuating. So basically, moderation is always the key. Now, for the suhoor, some of you will tell me that I skip suhoor, I don't eat my suhoor meal, but basically, it is a very important meal for me just for one reason. It is recharging your body with the nutrients. It is very important because it will make your fast more tolerable. It will like give you the strength and validity throughout the day and the energy needed for your body to stay nourished all through the day. So you can have just a light meal. No need to have a very heavy meal. It's fine to have a light meal, but it should have carbohydrates, proteins, fat, and a full balanced meal. Sorry. Now, I prefer usually the suhoor to have a slow digesting food. What do I mean by slow digesting food? It means that the food that stay in our stomach for a longer time, it will basically stay in your stomach up to 8 hours during your faster period. So you will be in your blood, sorry, the nutrients will stay in your body uh, up to 8 hours. So it will you will feel more full and you will feel good all through the fasting period. These foods are whole grains, such as I mentioned before, brown rice. You have whole grain food. You have beans and lentils and legumes. All of these foods that are complex carbohydrates will stay in your body up to 8 hours for your body to stay nourished in the fasting period. Avoid high fat food that usually will stay 3 to 4 hours, like high bread, like white bread, like let's say refined sugar, the simple sugars, basically fried food, pasta, etc. So try as much as possible to avoid this food or reduce it during the suhoor meal, and do not eat any pastries or baked food. Okay, baked food, I mean like the sweets or the baked products made up of refined carbohydrates or white flour. Try as much as possible to reduce them. Go for complex carbohydrates only. Now, usually, and the most important thing you during eating while you're fasting or not during Ramadan or other than Ramadan, the most important thing that we focus on is a slow down. While you're eating, try as much as possible to slow down and enjoy your meal. Enjoy your iftar, enjoy your suhoor, enjoy your sweets as well. Slow down, enjoy the texture of the food, engage all your senses in the food, the taste, smell, texture, everything, and try to slow down while you're eating. This is practicing mindful eating while you're having your meals. This will help you to take your time in digestion, and you will not feel a lot of cravings later on. And make sure and to take your time, because your body takes 20 minutes for your mind to receive the signal of fullness. So you need at least 20 minutes for your mind to know that, okay, my stomach is full, I should stop eating. So that's why we always say slow down. So basically, for anyone who's doing any physical activity, we always suggest or recommend, upon your tolerance, of course, if any one of you is really already used to have a high intensity workouts or gym routine, it's fine. For people who do not tolerate a high intensity sports or physical activity during Ramadan, we always recommend to have moderate intensity, not to sweat a lot and lose a lot of water. So try as much as possible to drink a lot of water after your exercise and go for moderate intensity like walking, jogging, cycling, etc., and no high intensity workouts. Now that's it for Ramadan today's session. I'll take any question if any. Can we have lemon up? Yeah, mainly you can have yogurt. Lemon up is like a run. It's fine. You can have it with iftar, but try not to add any salt content. So I'll wait for your questions. If anyone would like to know anything about the nutrition during this holy month, I'll be more than happy to answer all the questions. So for people who would like really to do a lot of physical activity during Ramadan, it's totally fine. We always recommend to have uh, we always recommend as dietitians or nutritionists, like move more, do more physical activity. But just during Ramadan, try to have the low intensity or moderate intensity. Like if you're going to your building or to your house, try to take the stairs instead of the elevator. This is a workout, but you won't really lose a lot of water through sweating. Do you recommend lemon up before sleeping? Basically, some of people who drink or have any yogurt product before sleeping, they will have the reflux. So basically, upon your tolerance, but I prefer no. During iftar, it's okay, but try in a small amounts. And if you have any reflux, no, it's not recommended. Any acid reflux, I mean. So, any other question? Even people who drink a lot of caffeine during their days before Ramadan, they drink a lot of tea, they drink a lot of coffee, they drink a lot of caffeine source beverages. Try as much as possible to decrease it even before Ramadan, just to help your body regulate before fasting. Because while you're fasting, you'll have the sleepiness, your fatigue, because your body needs caffeine and you're not giving it. So basically, try as much as possible to reduce it even before getting into Ramadan fasting. So, any other question? Is papaya hydrating? Can we have in summer? All the fruits basically is good. You can have it. Papaya is a bit high in sugar, but it's fine. You can have it, of course. Fruits in general has a lot of nutrients. It's okay to have it. You can include it in smoothies as well. So you will keep up hydrating your body during the non-fasting period. So, any other questions? Mainly the fruits that are high in water contents are watermelon the most. You have as well the pineapples have a lot of water. From the vegetables, you have cucumber. It's very high in water as well. So these are the most non high water content fruits. And you have in the vegetables as well. It's very important. The gourds family has a lot of water content in it. Now, any other question? And some of them, by the way, this is just from some people's experience that they say when they take a shower, usually they feel that as if they drink water or they are hydrated. So you can use this if you feel a lot of thirst or you feel a lot of dehydration during your day. So thank you so much for your time. Hopefully this session was beneficial. You took all the information that you need to know about fasting and nutrition during Ramadan. Thank you so much for your time and see you in the next session.